ADF team! Exclamation point. Hearing that Alex may have raw dogged his trip to CES, it got me thinking, how do you guys deal with these super long flights? Bringing a handheld or watching movies or something else? Alex is a true legend if he didn't bring anything! Exclamation point. Is this true, Alex? Did you quote unquote raw dog the trip to CES?
So I am maybe not used to this usage of that phrase.
Yes.
It's a thing. It's very recent.
I guess that's a thing.
It's basically where, as I understand it, is where you sit in the seat and not do anything.
You just sit there.
You do not. You just sort of, you can make it even worse by looking at the in-flight map, just to emphasize how much time you've got left on your gigantic flight.
Gosh, just so people know, it was like 9 hours to originally Newark. And then 6 hours to Vegas with layover, obviously time in between them. So yeah, long time. Raw dog is an interesting phrase, as I just said. But to get to the heart of the matter, I did not bring a gaming machine with me that I loaded up on the flight or anything like that. What I did is there's these things called books. I think I brought a book with me that I read. Didn't finish because it's actually kind of a long book, but I read that. So you didn't raw dog it? I don't know. What would I just? I mean, I could stare off into space and think about my life, which I did do a couple times during the flight. But
in despair or
yeah. On the way back, I saw the Northern Lights for my first time in my life, which was interesting.
Okay.
Over what would have been Northern Canada, Greenland. And that was interesting. But yeah, no, I guess, does that count as raw dogging if I read a book?
No, I'm afraid not.
No. So okay, you cheated. You quote unquote cheated. How do you deal with super long flights, John?
Oh, I've done a lot of those. I usually I either watch like movies on the screen or like read Kindle on my phone or play a game for some of the flight, like on Switch, usually Switch 2, or I think I brought the Steam Deck once or twice, but it's so massive it's not great because when you're not using it, it's you kind of have to stow it in the overhead compartment because it doesn't fit anywhere else. But yeah, just a variety of things like that pretty much bring along. I've thought about doing be interesting using like a VR headset in there.
Right.
But I think one time I used the Veacher glasses on the flight,
okay.
where you plug those in and you got kind of the projected screen in front of you. And that was actually pretty cool. I did that with the Switch. You just plug it into the USB-C on the Switch, if I recall. And you're playing it on that big thing. It was pretty cool.
Oh, nice. Super long flights, I just don't do them anymore. With an exception. Basically, all of my credit card spend is on an American Express British Airways card, which brings up air miles / Avios. And after you spend a certain amount, you get a 1+1 voucher. So the value of those air miles doubles. And then basically, and then, any sort of super long flight now I do on air miles with my wife and just do a big holiday. That's the way it works. So basically it works out, you can get business class seats for less than economy prices doing that. And that's what I do. So I've done like San Francisco, Thailand, Maldives, all of this stuff on very agreeable prices just by channeling credit card spend. That's the way I do it. And then it's a bit of a completely different experience being in a proper seat for like 14 hours or 12 hours or whatever. You could actually sleep. Crazy concept, sleeping on a plane, but it is actually possible. Watch movies, that sort of thing. No, I don't do any quote unquote raw dogging. I am amused at your amusement at that, by the way, Alex.
Well, I mean, I just distinctly recall a different usage of this phrase, maybe not too long ago, so it's a little interesting to see.
Fair enough. Okay. Hopefully that answers some questions. And no, I haven't been sponsored by American Express.
To say this.
Yeah.